another thing I'm really worried about. Is them just kind of
Oh yeah,
like
they're gonna.
hiding this in another bill where you don't see it's there, and you're not paying attention to it, and then boom, it's out there, and then it's like, well, shit, we just passed this. Damn.
Oh no.
But
Oh dude, if they haven't noticed, people are getting fed up with this shit.
all right, welcome back, everybody. This is a Yin and Yang podcast, and this is one of our shorts. It's where we break down our thoughts on a topic real quick, and we want to hear from you guys. If you want to hear the full podcast, make sure you join us on Twitch on Sundays, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we're going to be talking about the Trace Act. And before we get into that, make sure, if you're new here, hit subscribe. 33% of you guys that watch our videos are not subscribed, so hit that subscribe button. Check us out.
It's that.
You know?
It's down below.
Yeah, it's free. It doesn't cost you anything. Drop a like if you like this content, and yeah, feel free to say anything about this. So, the Trace Act, or HR 6666. You think they could have just came up with a better number, but
I don't think they have a choice in the matter.
yeah, no, luck of the draw there. This was introduced on May 1st of this year by what's his damn name? I forget his name already because I had it pulled up. Was it Bobby? I think it was Bobby Rush. Was his name?
Yeah.
Yeah. Representative Bobby Rush of Illinois introduced this, and it's I don't even how would you say it was, what, sketchy? Good word for
Yeah,
it?
sketchy, kind of broad without a lot of information. Or there's a lot of information, but nothing like definitive what they are going to do, kind of thing going on.
Yeah, it's real short. We'll leave a link in the description for you guys to check it out yourself. I'm going to read a little bit of it for you guys. So, this bill is to authorize the Secretary of Health and Human Services to award grants to eligible entities to conduct diagnostic testing for COVID-19 and related activities such as contact tracing through mobile health units and as necessary at individual residents and for other purposes. We're just right off the bat, I mean, it's very vague about what they mean by individual residents. They mean they're going to just come to your house and knock on your door and say, hey, do you want a free test? Or is it, hey, knocking the door, hey, we're going to test you? It's not. It's very vague what they're doing this for.
And the eligible companies, I'm like, if it's $100 billion worth of freaking money, these eligible companies.
The eligible companies are defined later on in the bill if you want to go into those.
Well, let's go. We'll wait for that.
Yeah, I want to focus more just on the right here where it says individual residents and for other purposes. Like, what the hell are the other purposes? What are those? And what deems it necessary? Because it says as necessary, individual residents and for other purposes. Yeah. So who's deeming this necessary? Like, you know what I mean? Like, are they
the fucking American Medical Association or WHIO, some type of organization, and hopefully it's a scientist and not the government saying we need to do this. Like, why are unless like if it doesn't have to a medical professional, like, you know, with these bills, like, oh, this doctor said this is going to be, or these scientists say, hey, this is going to, you know, this is what's going to work in order to curb the scale of infections. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. Like, we are past the point of in-home testing. We should have done that freaking, 4 months ago, 6 months ago. Like,
yeah, like when we had the first case, it's like, all right, let's figure out where this came from right off the get-go. Not, 3 million cases in. All right, now we're going to try to contact trace everybody. Like, how? It's 3 million people. How are you going to try to contact trace them all? It isn't
3,350.
No, 3 million, like 3 million plus confirmed cases. That's what I'm saying.
And like, if they hit one grocery store, boom. You know what I mean? If they hit one grocery, like, you contact tracing with your phone, like, so as soon as you go to Kroger's, are they going to take all the information from your phone and see how many people were at Kroger's that time? And then are those guys liable to have And then with that bill so far, it reads as if they can go to anybody's house there, and it's so vague, you don't know what their possibilities are.
Yeah, it's just it doesn't make any sense. I don't like the thought of just contact tracing. Honestly, like just scares me because they're using the term so vague. It's like it just to me it just sounds like it's surveillance. Like it's just a way for them to track you and survey you.
Well, the thing is, they can already do that through the Patriot Act for terrorism, but they consider anything terrorism. I mean, if you own a gun and you're a part of an internet group, you're a terrorist. You know what I mean? Like, even depending on how far left or how far right you are, you can be considered a terrorist. And then on top of that, owning like all of the things that make us American, being able to have freedom of speech, freedom of religion, and own guns. If you put those in the right combination, they can consider you a terrorist and then bug your phone. And they don't even have to do that to bug your phone. You know what I mean? But we're going off subject. I'm going off subject.
Yeah, a little bit. It's
I
okay.
mean, I stopped myself before I went to, but I mean, it correlates with the
Yeah.
story.
Okay. So this act is also known as the COVID-19 Testing, Reaching, and Contacting Everyone Act. You know, that's what Trace stands for. I just how you
Seems like they spent too much time on the fucking name.
yeah, they're gonna test, reach, and they're gonna contact everyone. Well, how are you gonna do that? What's the plan? There's no plan here. It just talks about giving money to a bunch of mental health units, and then what? Sending them to your house? It doesn't make any sense.
First thing I'm going to test is to see if I got bullets in my gun. Then I'm going to reach out to the first motherfucker that gets on my steps.
I mean, for like it doesn't specifically say they're gonna like it's very vague. That's why it's open to interpretation. So like if they're going to have this bill go through, they need to add more details. Like, are they able to come into your home forcibly?
No,
Do they have like that's what I'm saying? They're not supposed to. That's unconstitutional. But are they going to try? Are they trying to propose a bill that is going to allow these, eligible? What is it? How do they word it? Eligible units?
I think the Patriot Act freaking screwed us over on our freaking right to privacy. It's like our phone is pretty much our home, and they pretty much can get into that anytime they want to anyway.
Yeah.
Recorder, so like whatever.
But still,
yeah, how far does this reach?
That's different than someone coming to your door, knocking on your door, and saying, "Hey, we're gonna test you. Swab up." You know what I mean?
Yeah. Or are they gonna force you to do that? Are they gonna force you to take a? I mean, if that's the case, that's the next world stuff, dude. That's like the start of, government, fucking, state run everything, dude. That's communism. It's fucking. I don't even know what the word for that is.
It's not good. That's what it is. It's definitely like.
It's not American.
No. Sure. That's what's great about America. We're different than everybody else. Why should we want to be like everyone else? You know what I mean?
No, actually, everybody else wants to. Like everywhere tries to be like us. That's why there's fucking KFC everywhere. There's McDonald's everywhere. The whole world is getting fat because they're like, damn, their food tastes good. They're like, dude, this Kentucky Fried Chicken's on point. Like, it's the truth. Obesity is going around everywhere. Guess who started it? America.
So, yeah. So I don't know. I just the whole contact tracing thing and how they're going to try to monitor people. Like it doesn't seem like a good idea. Like I get they're trying to they're trying to come up with ways to try to I don't know, I guess slow this down, but like that was the whole point of the lockdown was to slow this down enough to, for our medical facilities to have the capacity to,
I think we're doing good.
Yeah, I don't see people like on the streets dropping dead. Like I get there's some like hard hit areas, but that's in bigger cities and obviously where the people are just crammed together and congested.
Yeah.
But it's not so bad where you see little kids dying on the streets from COVID. I mean, you see them dying more from starvation and nowadays because people don't have jobs, which I think is worse.
Yeah, I don't think anybody can starve to death. You'd have to try to starve to death in America. You'd have to.
I'm sure there are people. I don't want to say there isn't because I'm sure there are people that are. I personally haven't seen it, fortunately, but I'm just saying. like at what costs are we willing to do to go along with this? Where they're like, all right, well, if you get sick, then here's an app on your phone to tell your healthcare provider you're sick, and now you got to give about your whereabouts and who are you
Nobody
in
would do that.
who you've been in contact with, so that way we can contact them and go test them. Like, how far is this going to go?
Whoever introduced this bill needs to get fired. I
We
think
we
they've
we,
gone
we
above, not obviously not voted back in, but I mean, I don't know.
oh, Bobby Rush. I mean,
Immediate removal of this guy because this dude is wasting time. The time and money it took for him to drop this bill, the time and money it's going to take for this to go through, whatever it has to go through, is going to cost probably millions of dollars. On the fact that it's a good idea, like, but put it into the law. This should be more of a suggestion. This should be something private company, or not private companies, but like
no, I think private industry would do a better job. Yes, where they set up optional things where it's like, hey, we have these set up for people. If you feel like you need tested, then here's a site you can go to yourself. We're not going to come to your house. I think that's a better
yeah,
idea.
yeah. But then at
Set
the
up a
same,
mobile health unit, but people have to go to that mobile health unit, not like you have it travel to certain points where like it's set up like, hey, the mobile health unit will be here, here, here at this time.
it's actually safer to do it at the, you know what I mean, to pull up to the house singly, make sure that
No, I don't think it.
whatever.
No, not going to people's houses. Because think about it. Say they go up to your house, and they're in all these contact with people that could have it, and then
Yeah,
the shit goes into your house. That's not as
yeah,
that's not more safe. You talk
that's what
about people
I.
going to
That's
the mobile health unit. Is that what you're saying is
No,
better?
you're right there. No, yeah, 100%. I mean, I like the fact that it's going to be safer than people congregating, but you know what I mean. That's like maybe like every 10 minutes have a next person come in. You know what I mean? Like, but at the same time, you're still introducing it. There's no good way to do this because of cross contamination, and the best way to provide measures of non cross contamination is actually have somebody in the medical field with cross contamination. And don't get me you're wrong. The people in the medical field are not all like medically, like I don't think are medically savvy. I went to the doctor and I saw cross contamination with my babies, and I was like, dude, what the fuck are you guys doing? I'm like, do you guys clean that? They're like, no. I'm like, are you kidding me? You know how many people that's touched? I flipped out, and then like they all flipped out, and
Yeah.
and they were all trying to come up with excuses. I'm like, look, I don't care about how you do your facilities. Only thing that matters is that thing does not get cleaned after you. How many kids have touched it? That's a cross contamination point. They're like, thank you very much for. We're trying to figure that out. I'm like, shit. So not even if it's a nurse or somebody, you can't even trust them. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like you have to use your own common sense, and what my common sense is telling me is that I don't trust anybody. I don't trust the carts at the store. They don't even they don't let you wipe them down anymore.
Yeah, they do. Like at some stores, they do. I don't know what store
No,
you're going to.
they took out all the wipes.
Oh, not last time I went to the store, there were still wipes there. You could wipe them down yourself. And if all else fails, and you just bring your own damn sanitizer, what are they gonna do? Stop you from
Dude, they have
sanitizing
these
yourself?
little bottles at Kroger for like $4.
That's insane. That's
insane.
insane.
Dude, no, I'm pissed, dude. It's like if you want to protect yourself, you can, and they want to spend $100 billion. Why don't you like give out hand sanitizer because people are fucking making tons of money off of it.
You brought up that figure, so actually it's $100 billion for the fiscal year of 2020. That's how much this bill they're proposing for this bill for those what they call them, the I can't
mobile units.
Not even the mobile units. It was the eligible entry, the people that I can't think of it. What I'm drawing a blank for some reason. I'm trying to just pull it up so I can read it.
They can stay the fuck out of my house.
Award grants to eligible entries for to conduct diagnostic testing, which if you scroll down to the bill, it's so those would include a federally qualified healthcare center, a school-based health clinic, a disproportionate share hospital as defined under the applicable state plan, something title that's a long number, an academic medical center, a nonprofit organization, an institute of higher education, a high school, and any other entity that is determined by the secretary to be eligible entry for purpose of selection. So this money, this $100 billion grant for the fiscal year, if you look at the bottom of the bill, this is another thing that kind of makes me edgy. It says $100 billion dollars for the fiscal year of 2020, and such sums as may be necessary for each of fiscal year 2021 and any subsequent fiscal year during in which the emergency period continues. How long do they want this to last? That they're going to say, you know what, let's spend all this money for however many years indefinitely.
Well, in history, I mean, if you're going by history, the Stay-at-Home Act makes sense, and you know what I mean. Like, okay, and this shit does go on for years. This shit's not gonna ever go away. The coronavirus has been here for a long time. It's gonna be here after for even longer time, and it's probably gonna mutate into different shit that's gonna affect humans, if not other things. But I mean, if this was anything other than $100 billion thing on a useless fucking thing, I think the cross contamination, they're just asking to spread it. The testing at this point is useless, I believe, because we don't, like, I think this is money. Follow the money. $100 billion. Where's this dude coming up with this idea? Who's his friends, and how's he getting money? Like,
The government's just going to have to take out more loans from future generations to pay for all this. Like,
oh yeah,
we're all like everyone's like we're just now getting back to work and just like starting to get our economy back up. It's not like they have this money just laying around ready to go.
Yeah, the contact tracing makes no sense. You can get tested, go out to the grocery store, and then contract it, and then spread it.
Yeah,
and then as soon as you hit the grocery store, and then going for information on our phones, so if you go to the store, guess what? You're liable to freaking, your freedoms to be,
infringed on. Yeah,
maybe depending on how
it depends on how they want to do it. But the only plausible way I see them trying to want to do this with how many people we have in the United States is through our phones. That's the only way they're going to be able to do it, and that's going to involve them tracking you constantly. And it's just I don't like it. I don't like the idea.
I'm going to say it. They want to infringe on our rights. Let's see all of their fucking bank accounts. Let's see where they're getting all their money from. Let's see their
transparency. I am all for government transparency. Like on a side note,
if you're in our government, I want to see if you're getting paid a couple $1 million from this health freaking organization to
give them grants and give them money. Yeah.
And then if that's the case, they should get thrown in jail. They should get thrown in jail for a very freaking long time.
Yeah.
And that will keep, what's scary though? I think probably 60% of the politicians would probably get thrown in jail for taking cutbacks. And the thing is, they can wire it to their son, Joe Biden. You know what I mean?
We're bringing up a whole new topic there when we get into that.
Oh, no. I don't want to get into it.
That's a whole other can of worms.
Bullshit, dude.
Yeah.
Bullshit, because there's kickbacks, dude. This is $100 billion to test something that cannot be tested at this point.
I mean, it can be tested, but it's just the tests aren't very effective. They're still effective, but not. It's better than 0%. I think they're like 85%. Correct me if I'm wrong. Comments, how accurate they are.
But trace testing, as soon as you go outside of the house again.
Yeah, people are. Yeah, I get what you're saying. I think we should be striving for more of a herd immunity strategy, but I mean, that's just my opinion. We're not experts, but
hell no, we're not. But as far as common sense goes,
yeah, right. No kidding.
This is $100 billion to something that after you get tested, you can contract it and then spread it, and then
you got to get tested again. Yeah, it seems like it could just be an ever-ending cycle of wasted money. But
oh yeah, I mean the money that they actually gave. All the money they gave to businesses that didn't need it, like the LA Lakers got freaking millions of dollars. And they're like, why did the Lakers get all this money? Give this to the people. All these huge companies are getting these kickbacks and shit, and it's just they don't know what they're doing. It doesn't look like it because they're just throwing fucking millions of dollars around like it's fucking billions of dollars around like it's fucking nothing.
Yeah.
You just see what the idiots are doing. How about we just start looking at their bank accounts and start throwing their asses in jail? That's what we need to do, dude. That's what Iceland did.
I mean, that's
guess what? They don't have a crap fucking system anymore. All the fucking bankers and I'm sorry, I'm going.
You're getting on a rant. That's fine. We're running out of time, but I think that's one of the part of the problems is a lot of politicians and people higher up aren't willing to have these tough conversations, and they just want to, they want to to quote, some politicians, they want to,
You know,
make the best of this crisis and don't want to waste it.
it's
So
a tough conversation. It's talking to fucking Billy Bob, fucking BoJack, whatever, in jail with a fucking some dude that stole money from his grandma, introducing. I don't know. It gets on my nerves when I see these fucking Congress people and they're throwing around hundreds of billions of dollars for useless shit, and it's just like, and I just know that they're just
I'm
crooks. They're
I'm
crooks.
I'm waiting for them to they're gonna get they're already getting backlash for this bill. I'm waiting for them to subsidize it into a bigger, broader coronavirus package to where people aren't gonna know it's there. That's another thing I'm really worried about. Is them just kind of
Oh yeah, they're gonna.
hiding this in another bill where you don't see it's there and you're not paying attention to it, and then boom, it's out there, and then it's like, well, shit, we just passed this. Damn.
Oh no.
But
Oh dude, if they haven't noticed, people are getting fed up with this shit.
oh,
They're
for
getting
sure.
fed up with how they want to. Dude, I mean, no, I like the stay at home act, but I get how people want to go out and work, and I understand because they're just as liable for exposure going to their grocery store and doing their shit than anything else.
Yeah.
And I like it how they left it up to the states to do all they're doing good stuff, but right now, this is stupid, and this makes me think $100 billion.
And
not
just this year, but another $100 billion if it has to go to the next fiscal year, which is insane.
Oh, it's going to go to the next year. I just want to know who's getting the money. That's where we need to fucking do. They need to set up a bill where we see what these congressmen are freaking getting paid. They're doing.
That'd be kind of nice. So there's a website where you can see where all the money is actually where it's going. You don't see actual account numbers, but you see this amount of money is going to this place where this money is. That'd be kind of cool. I don't know how that would even work, but that'd be kind of just transparency where anybody in the United States could log in and just see this website where it's hey, this is where the money's going.
Yeah, they're oh no, you pay taxes. There should be a fucking something.gov. Okay, this is your federal tax money. This is going. They have a little pie chart.
Something.
Not hard to do. Then you go click on your state. Okay, your state taxes. This is where all of this goes. This is blah blah blah. They couldn't do that. They do that, they'd all get fired because it just goes to fucking who. I mean, it does go to shit. I'm not gonna say it doesn't go to shit, but I'm talking about the fucking private money, the lobby money from fucking somebody who comes up with this bill. It's not a scientist. Is it a scientist?
No, it's the politicians. We just said it. Bobby Rush. She's the one who came up with it, and there's I believe 44 other Congress people that are behind him. They signed it with him.
Is he a healthcare professional? Is he a scientist?
This is just legislation that he's proposing. Is his idea.
But this is this is beyond legislation. This needs to come from the scientific community of what we should do.
Well, the problem with just going from one side of the scientific community is if you're an epidemiologist, more than likely you're going to side with, lockdowns because it's going to slow the spread down more likely. But if you ask an economist, they'll be like, no, open up the country. So there's got to be a balance. That's my opinion. There needs to be a balance.
Okay. But a scientist will be able to understand, okay, instead of this $100 billion, we can use it, split it up and use it like this, and this. You know what I mean? But I really think there is. I mean, obviously, there's corruption. I think there's lobby money getting dumped in here for these bills to be passed.
We'll have to see how this keeps going. We'll leave a link down in the description for you guys if you want to actually track this bill to see if it passes the House, where it's at. Currently, it's just being proposed. Read it for yourself. It's the COVID-19 testing, reaching, and contacting everyone, or the TRACE Act. We'll leave a link in the description. If you like this video, be sure to leave a like. Comment down below what you guys think about the TRACE Act. Do you feel it's a little bit too far of an overreach? It's like I do, honestly. Do you have ideas what we could do better? Let us know down in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe. Yin, you got anything before we sign out?
Oh yeah, comment if you want to throw all the politicians in jail. Not all of them. I'm joking. No, I'm good.
You're good? All right. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Peace be with you.